This lesson will introduce a concept called a combo box that will significantly improve your ability to assess different scenarios. A combo box is a scenario selection drop-down box that allows you to change the scenario from any sheet. And here is what we mean. Notice here how I can change the active scenario on the dashboard sheet. This enables me to review how inputs vary when the inputs change, without having to return to the input sheet each time I wish to select a new scenario. In this example, I also have a scenario input box called a combo box on the calculation sheet of this demo model. It is so much easier seeing how the model calculations and outputs change when you can directly change the scenario on the relevant sheet. Before we get into how to create a combo box, we encourage you to download the model attached to this lesson. Alternatively, you can use any model with a scenario input already included, perhaps your course model to date. So over to you, Bastian.
We must first set up the model by adding the Developer tab to the Excel ribbon, if you don't already have it. This is because the function we will use, called a combo box, is on the Developer tab in Excel. For Windows users, click File, Options, or by shortcut Alt-F-T, and then click on Customize ribbon. For Mac users, go to Preferences, Ribbon, and then to Toolbar. With either operating system, take off Developer and click OK. Once you have Developer ticked off, it will be on your ribbon for all future Excel sessions.
Next, we must store the scenario inputs we wish to select from. We will do that on our N sheet. We can add a title here in F20 called Scenario Inputs. In cell F21, we hard-code a value as 1, and we style this as a technical input. In cell F22, we type equals F21 plus 1. We will have 4 scenarios in this model, so we copy down to F24. These are the 4 scenario inputs that we wish to select from. Now, you may think this is duplicative work, as we already have the case numbers stored in our input sheet, in cells E5 to H5. However, for this combo box to work, the scenario inputs must be vertically laid out. Now, we are ready to add the drop-down box. Critically, the combo box must be created on a different sheet to the scenario inputs list. We will create our drop-down box on the calculation sheet.
To add the box, go to Developer tab, under Controls, and Insert. Here, you can go to Form Controls and click on the second top left button called Combo Box Form Control. When you do that, your cursor has changed to a plus sign, signifying you can click and drag to create your box. Start in the upper left corner of cell D2 and click and hold your mouse button and keep holding down the mouse button until the bottom right corner of cell D2, or until the box is the size you want it to be. Release your mouse button to finalize the box. You can now see the drop-down box. You can modify the size and the position of the box by clicking and dragging. Or, if you already clicked off the box, right-clicking the combo box first and then dragging to change the size. If you put your cursor on the box, you will see a hand, meaning this is a clickable cell. If you click the drop-down list, you will see there are no options to select from. We must populate the combo box with the scenario inputs and tell Excel which cell these inputs should change. To do so, right-click the box and select Format Control. A dialog box appears. We need to populate the input range and the cell link. The input range refers to the scenario input cases on the N sheet. Click in the input range box or on the up arrow on the right-hand side of the box, and then navigate to the N sheet and select cells F21 to F24 and press Enter. This means that the inputs we may select will be from 1 through 4. Next, we need to add the cell link. The cell link is the cell that the scenario inputs need to change. To do this, click in the cell link box or on the up arrow on the right-hand side of the box, then navigate to the input sheet and select cell C2. With these inputs, we are asking the combo box to input one of these values from the input range into cell C2 on the input sheet. Press OK. Don't worry about the value errors you're getting. Simply select 1. From the new drop-down box, the value errors go away. Just to be clear, whatever value is selected in the combo box is inserted into C2 on the input sheet. For example, select 2 in the combo box. Now, on the input sheet, we can see that in C2, case 2 is active. And if we want to change the scenario to case 1 again from the input sheet, we can. We are not overriding the existing case selector in C2.
So why did we get a value error then? The value error was the result of the input value not having been selected when we first created the box. The input value was thus 0, which would not result in my index functions in column C of the input sheet not working. What is cool is that now we have one combo box, we can copy it to the other sheets. To do that, we first need to navigate to the combo box on the calculation sheet. You can hover over the cell and right-click, then click Copy. Go to the dashboard sheet, click on D2, and press Ctrl-V. We can move it into place, and now we have a combo box here as well. Now we can change scenarios from any sheet. This will make models much easier to present and to review. Feel free to also download the PDF attached as a reminder for how to create these.